What's going on, people? I'm TheRealMossi and I have a Battlefield 3 quick tip for you. Today I'm going to show you how to make it rain. Whoa, before you get the wrong impression, I'm not going to teach you how to do a rain dance, and unfortunately I'm not going to give you dollar bills so you go to a strip club and make it rain on strippers. Sorry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make it rain on your enemies in Battlefield 3 with the trusty M224 Mortar. It's only available in the support kit and it's the 4th unlock in that kit. You need a total of 40,000 support kit experience points, and you unlock it right after you get the M18 claymores. Now if you're a beginner who keeps seeing speeding bullets coming towards your head 2 seconds after you spawn, or even if you're a Battlefield 3 veteran who's just having a bad day, the M224 Mortar will be your best friend. Whether you're new or are having a bad day, and you go running into the battlefield only to get spanked, you're hurting your team, since each death costs your team a ticket. The Mortar allows you to hang back and reduce your deaths, while also helping your team out and getting wins. The M224 is an extremely powerful weapon, but it can be a little difficult to use. As such, it's heavily underused in Battlefield 3. If used correctly, this thing will help you get some wins. The trick to using the Mortar effectively, well, there are a couple of tricks, but here's the first one. Find a safe spot away from the action and away from long lines of sight to set up your Mortar. Once you're set up, it's time to start making it rain. But you have to be selective in the types of targets you go after. If you see a single target on the move, it's best not to go after him, because there's a delay between the firing of the Mortar and when it actually hits. If your target's on the move, he'll probably be out of the impact radius by the time it hits, and it's difficult to predict the movement or track a single target. Instead, target choke points and known camp spots, especially places where snipers like to hang out. Snipers usually lay down and are so focused on looking through their scopes that they won't see the Mortar coming. Stationary targets are prime targets, so when you take out snipers with your Mortar, you'll be doing your teammates a favor. Now that you've got the mechanics of making it rain, it's time to get objective. Yes, you can play the objective even when you're far away from the action with the help of the Mortar. I found that the best game type to use M224 for objective gameplay is Rush. The best maps for the Mortar are maps with open outdoor areas, especially maps where the MCOM stations are situated outdoors with no roof over them. What you do is get your teammates to plant the bomb. Once they've done the hard work, you have to make sure that their efforts don't go to waste. This is when you really start making it rain. Just target the planted MCOM station with your Mortar and let those shells fly. If you do it right, it'll be nearly impossible for the enemy team to get close enough to defuse, and you're almost guaranteed to take that MCOM station down with this tactic. That's not all a Mortar can do though. The Mortar can easily reduce tanks to flaming piles of mangled metal. Normally when you're running around the battlefield and you see a tank, you get that oh shit gotta hide feeling, because you know that it takes a hell of a lot of effort to take down a tank. For example, it takes 3 shots with an RPG to even disable it, and 2 more shots to completely take it down. Since you only get 5 rockets, if you miss one, you're screwed. With the Mortar, you're so far away from the tank that he doesn't even know you exist. All the while, you're just laughing as you load your Mortar shells in, getting ready to make it rain on him. And get this, it only takes 1 direct hit to disable the tank, and 2 hits to completely destroy it. How freaking awesome is that? But there is a little catch though. It's very difficult to get a direct hit on a tank, especially if it's moving. You have to wait for him to get into a spot where he'd have a hard time getting out of before you start firing. If the tank is stationary, the Mortar will make short work of it. You can also use Mortars to take out enemy vehicles just as they spawn into the enemy base. You don't want enemy choppers and jets terrorizing the skies, right? Well, make it rain on them. Hit them with shells before the enemy can even get into the vehicle, and you'll keep your enemy team grounded. As great as the Mortar is, it does come with a couple of warnings. You're basically a sitting duck when you're controlling a Mortar. This is why you have to find a safe spot before you start firing, and always keep your eyes and ears open. Pesky enemy soldiers will get into your base now and again, so if you hear loud gunshots near you, take a quick look at the kill feed, and if you notice that your teammate was killed by an enemy near you, get off the Mortar and get your gun out, because he'll be coming for you. Alright, you might have noticed me targeting these orange Mortar shell icons on the map. These are the enemy Mortars, and this is what you'll look like to the enemy when you fire your Mortar. If you stop firing for a few seconds, the icon will go away, but it'll be back as soon as you start firing again, revealing your position. So this is why you gotta choose your shots wisely. If you do see an orange Mortar shell icon, make it your priority. Take it out as soon as possible, because if he sees you before you see him, this happens. It's not pretty, so try to avoid it. If you manage to take out an enemy Mortar, move to a new spot immediately, because he'll be looking for revenge as soon as he spawns, and you don't want him to see your spot on the kill cam. Alright, well that's it guys. I hope these tips will help you use the Mortars more effectively and get some wins while you're at it. The next quick tip will be out soon. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want more. It really helps me out. Thanks again. I'm TheRealMossi. Tell your friends about me.